Welcome to this explainer. Today we're doing something really fascinating. We're essentially looking over the shoulder of a digital architect to explore a master blueprint. Now this blueprint is actually a highly detailed text prompt, and it was used to generate a complete cinematic AI documentary from absolutely nothing but text. We're getting a first-hand look at exactly how someone instructs an artificial intelligence to dream up an entire, breathtaking futuristic world. It is literally a masterclass in prompt engineering, and we're going to break down exactly how it all works. So listen to this overarching command used to kick everything off. A Netflix futuristic tech documentary mixed with Hollywood's sci-fi visuals. Notice how the creator doesn't just say, "Hey, make a video about AI." Right out of the gate, this establishes an incredibly specific, epic, and high-end tone. It immediately anchors the AI's generation algorithms to the exact standard of quality that we all associate with big-budget streaming platforms and major studio sci-fi blockbuster. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the cinematic AI vision. Then, architecting the main scenes. Third, directing style and motion. Fourth, soundscapes and text elements. And finally, technical specs and guardrails. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the cinematic AI vision, establishing the world. You know, in any great documentary or sci-fi flick, that opening scene is absolutely crucial. It has to anchor the audience, or in this case, the AI's initial generation, in a specific, awe-inspiring mood. The creator forces the AI to build this massive, glowing, cyberpunk-infused introductory world by layering really specific sensory details. It's not just a city, it's a massive futuristic digital city at night. It's not just lit up, it has glowing neon lights and flying AI drones. By throwing in elements like giant holograms, floating digital particles, and a smoothly animated glowing logo, the prompt ensures the AI doesn't just spit out a static image, but actually creates a living, breathing, atmospheric environment. Moving right along to Section 2, architecting the main scenes, a tour of the future. Once that epic opening is established, the prompt doesn't just wander around aimlessly. It moves from the macro scale of massive cityscapes right into specific, relatable human applications. It commands the AI to show healthcare, specifically scanning human bodies with futuristic tech. It asks for education, visualized through holographic classrooms. It stretches way out into space exploration, and then comes right back down to smart cities with digital brains managing traffic systems globally. And this structure is just brilliant, really, because it grounds that high-concept sci-fi aesthetic into tangible, everyday aspects of human life. This also brilliantly illustrates how the prompt plays with scale and pacing. It dials the virtual camera all the way in for these tight, intimate close-ups of wearable AI devices, robotic eyes, and digital circuits. Then, it drops us into the massive scale of supercomputer rooms with realistic lighting, showing humanoid robots interacting naturally with people. And finally, it commands this epic zoom-out, concluding the main scenes with Earth itself transforming into an AI-powered planet. It's a complete narrative arc, entirely dictated by just a few carefully chosen lines of text. Truly a masterclass in how we can structure our own prompts to control pacing and tell a really compelling story. Okay, on to Section 3, directing style and motion, painting the world. Now, building these scenes is one thing, but making them look and feel like a cohesive, high-budget film, well, that requires some strict stylistic guidelines. The prompt explicitly demands a specific color palette of blue, cyan, purple, and silver futuristic tones with cinematic contrast. This is such a critical instruction. Without it, an AI might generate one scene in warm oranges, the next in bright greens, and the final one in black and white. By enforcing this cool, neon-drenched color grading, the creator makes sure there's a cohesive, high-tech aesthetic throughout the entire generation. It visually ties every disparate scene together. But you know, it's not just about the colors, it's also about how the camera behaves. Phrases like volumetric lighting, realistic reflections, and smooth drone shots actually act as virtual camera directions. If you've ever played around with AI video generators, you know for sure they can sometimes produce chaotic, warping, or just really jarring motion. By explicitly demanding slow cinematic movement and smooth drone shots, the creator puts a leash on the AI. It literally forces it to render elegant, controlled motion that mimics a high-end Hollywood production. Next up is Section 4, Soundscapes and Text Elements, Building the Atmosphere. A truly cinematic explainer isn't just about the pictures. The creator meticulously guides the audio here, asking for epic, futuristic, cinematic background music with deep bass and an emotional sci-fi atmosphere. The audio has to match the epic visual scale we talked about earlier.
On top of that, the prompt outlines the thematic topics for the voiceover, instructing it to explain AI facts, machine learning, robotics, and the digital transformation. It perfectly aligns the auditory information with the massive visual spectacle.
And to add that final layer of documentary polish, the prompt specifies minimal glowing text overlays, future of AI, smart technology, AI revolution. It instructs the AI to weave these smoothly into the video's progression. It's a really small detail, but it's exactly the kind of graphic design element that elevates everything from a random string of AI clips into a structured, professional-feeling documentary.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Technical Specs and Guardrails, Setting the Boundaries.
This is honestly perhaps the most crucial layer of prompt engineering, the hard technical constraints and the what not to do instructions. On one hand, we have this amazing utopian vision, ultra-realistic cinematic AI documentary quality. But on the other hand, we also really need negative prompts like blurry, cartoon, extra limbs, distorted robots, watermark, text errors. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Despite all the glowing holograms and supercomputers we've asked for, we still live in a grounded reality where we have to explicitly tell the most advanced AI in the world not to accidentally give people extra limbs or generate terrifying distorted robots. It's a fascinating peek at the current limitations of AI and how prompt engineers essentially have to build walls to keep the technology from hallucinating.
The prompt also utilizes hard numbers. Take this one, for example, 60. The creator emphasizes the exact duration requested. They're bounding this massive, sprawling narrative from microscopic robotic eyes all the way to a fully AI-powered Earth into a very tight, fast-paced 60-second time frame.
And then we have the number 24. This refers to the frames per second. By specifically requesting 24 FPS, the creator guarantees that classic cinematic Hollywood feel, completely avoiding that hyper-smooth soap opera effect you get with higher frame rates. This is paired with commands for a 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio and 4K HDR quality. Every single technical parameter is locked in tight.
Well, that brings us to the end of our explainer. We've seen how just a few paragraphs of carefully engineered text can conjure an entire cinematic universe, complete with rules for lighting, camera movement, and thematic meaning. As we architect this digital dawn, it really leaves us with a massive question to think about. If a text prompt can already serve as the director, cinematographer, and editor for a Hollywood-style documentary today, how will these AI blueprints change the worlds we build and the stories we tell tomorrow? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating digital blueprint with me today. Keep questioning and keep learning.